Alright guys, welcome to another video from Agricultural Insights. As always, my name is Chris Stelzer. Today I want to do sort of a follow-up video to the Polybraid versus Polywire comparison I did, and I just recently got a new camera before I leave for Africa, so I just wanted to update because the last video I did was with my iPhone, and that was not the greatest quality. So to review, this is Polywire, okay? This is Polywire. This is Polybraid. You can get this, the only place that I know that manufactures something of this quality and durability and strength is PowerFlex Fence, this Polywire here. And you can see how flexible this is, guys. And just a reminder, if you don't know what Polybraid or Polywire is, these can both be electrified, okay, and then used to control grazing livestock, so sheep, goats, pigs, and cattle, or anything else, you know, horses and alpacas and all that sort of stuff. This stuff has, this Polybraid here is wider, the animals can see it better, it's more of a visual deterrent. This Polywire is, you know, it's kind of thin and it's not too great. So I guess to start off, let's take a look at the Polywire, which I have here. I'm going to try and get a nice close-up, see if my camera focuses this for you guys. Okay, so I just spliced these videos together, but now you can see the difference between the two. So this is Polywire. You know, you can see that the wire is not really woven that well into the poly. Okay, so that is Polywire. I mean, and when you look at it and you're just looking at Polywire, this looks okay. You know, it looks fine. All right, but let's look at the Polybraid. Hopefully my camera will refocus here. Let's get my hand up in the mix. There it goes. Okay, so this is the Polybraid. As you can see, the pattern is a little more intricate, right? And you don't see as much of the metal. Now, the only metal you can see is kind of right in this area, and that does not mean that it's less effective at doing its job. That just means that overall, this entire Polywire is more structurally sound, okay? And no matter where you touch this, when you have an energizer on this, I don't care if you touch it right here where there's no wire, a spark is going to jump from here to my finger, okay? Because I'm just that close. So, you know, you don't always need to have this metal exposed. So, those are the main differences between Polywire and Polybraid. And once again, Polybraid is made by PowerFlex Fence, and I highly recommend, if you're going to use portable electric fencing, use Polybraid instead of Polywire. And yeah, let me get you the side-by-side comparison here. Okay, this Polywire stuff, it just degrades over time and falls apart. This Polybraid, I've never seen it degraded or fall apart after, you know, 3, 4, 5 years of use. So yes, Polybraid's more expensive, but it's also much more durable. Alright, so that was a little video update for Polywire versus Polybraid. Hope you guys enjoyed.